All right, welcome to week 8 of our government class. We're getting towards the end of the quarter. There's light at the end of the tunnel for you guys. And so, what I want to do this week is kind of go over civil rights, what we're going to be working on, how we're going to be wrapping up the course. So, for the week of December 7th, you're going to be doing civil rights work. And then all that we have left after this week is finals week. So I'll touch on that a little bit in just a moment. But let's look into your work. So go into Schoology as always. In your current unit, Unit 5, Civil Liberties and Civil Rights. We're in week 8, so you go to Civil Rights, week 8 lesson. First thing you're going to have is your civil rights videos and viewing guide. This is one of the assignments for the week. You've got a couple videos to watch. And because there were more videos than normal, again, that's why your workload for the week is going to be a little bit less involved. So you're going to do one on equal protection. What that means is how the government's job is to provide equal protection to its citizens. And that was originally put into the Constitution when it came to newly freed slaves post-Civil War, but that has evolved over time to cover a lot of different facets of our society. You're going to watch one on gender discrimination, discrimination in general, and just a spoiler, there is discrimination in our government. We do discriminate along a variety of factors. And sometimes when we think of discrimination, you're thinking about typically based on race, but there are things that are where discrimination is something that the government does when it comes to things like driving. You are discriminated against if you are under the age of 16 and that you cannot drive. Or when it comes to voting, if you're under the age of 18, you cannot vote. That's discrimination. And so these videos will get into a little bit about what discrimination is, what it looks like, and how it plays out. And some of the times the government's justified in separating and distinguishing. And then your final video will be on affirmative action. And that's the process whereby the government seeks to address and remedy past injustices for groups by providing a factor of consideration in hiring practices or application processes for minority groups. So those will be your videos that you're going to watch, and you've got your viewing guide for that. And then we'll go back into our materials here. Then the other things you're going to be doing this week, you've got two other things outside of the videos. One is looking at what's called the Equal Rights Amendment. This was an attempt to amend the Constitution to put gender into it and make it so that you could not distinguish and discriminate it based on gender, that you set both genders, male and female, as equal. So you're going to do a couple things here. You're going to read, and there's a hyperlink here, you're going to read a little history of the Equal Rights Amendment, which is a fascinating amendment process. And that one of the things that actually ended up preventing the Equal Rights Amendment from passing was the work done by women to stop it from passing. And so there's an interesting political dynamics there with regards to it. So you're going to get a little history of it from Time Magazine. Then you're going to look at a pro versus con. So you're going to get Gloria Steinem, her testimony on the Equal Rights Amendment in 1970. That's the pro. And then as you scroll through here, the con is Phyllis Schlafly. She was the one that spearheaded the women's groups opposing the Equal Rights Amendment. So you're going to get a comparison of two viewpoints on this from two prominent women of the time. Now, what you're doing with this will be reflected in your weekly reflection. You're going to look at these questions like, who do you think presented the better argument between the two? How would you describe the ERA? And do you think we'll ever see it actually added to the Constitution? And why do you think that? Your next activity is going to be a civil liberties, civil rights comparison piece. Now, if you're on campus, we will do the PowerPoint in class. I'll go over it and get you started on that. If you're distance learning only, you have all the content here for you. I just won't be guiding you through it. But if you want to log in on Wednesday at 10:45, then you'll actually be able to see me walk you through it. So what you'll do is you'll go through the slides here, you just kind of click through, goes through the comparison, and then there's a poster activity. You'll do the poster and you'll put it into your reflection piece. And so without any further ado, pay close attention to the reflection assignment this week. It's a little bit different. I even mentioned that here. So your reflection, again, will be those 3 reflective questions from the Equal Rights Amendment activity, and then your comparison image poster from the Civil Liberties, Civil Rights poster activity. Those are the 2 components of your reflection this week. So as always, if you guys have questions, if you are unsure of anything, if you're in class, make sure you ask him. If you're distance learning only, try to log in on Wednesday to the Zoom session that's live during class. And then if you're unable to do that, just send me an email, do that. Now, I said I would talk a little bit about finals week and what we're going to be doing with that. So this isn't published to you yet, so you can't see it. But what you're going to be doing is a final project that's on amending the Constitution and then a quick class survey. Those will be the only things you are doing during finals week. There won't be new content. It's just this last activity. You'll do it in class if you're an on-campus learner, and you'll do it on your own if you're a distance learning only student. So that's about it as far as our week is concerned. So that's what we'll be doing next week of December 7th, the civil rights portion, last topic of the quarter.